Alright, thank God, guys. This season is almost over. We've got one round to go. Just one round till the season ends for AFL Supercoach. We're ranked 20th overall, which is pretty good, but we're not satisfied with that. We want top 10. We're 131 points behind 10th place. I think we can still get there with the Sydney U's. Horn Francis is out. Durham's out, among others. We're still in the hunt, and we're going to chase you down, so don't get comfortable yet. Even number one, we're 376 points down, but never say never. I'm going to give us that 1 in 100 chance. Let's get into it. Alright, guys, so it's been pretty wild this year. We've been as low ranked as 70,000 in the first 2 weeks, and after that, we've been as high as ranked 8 coming into round 21. So we've had the ups and downs. We thought our season was over after 1-2 rounds, and then we felt like we could win it after 20 rounds. But I think we can still win it. But we're gonna get into today a bit about what we're gonna do for the final round, and if we can win it. Also, if what's actually gone wrong in that's dropped us from 8th to 20th over the past few weeks. So you can see we're ranked 20th overall. We've dropped 7 from 13th last week. We did field a donut, so that's been the number one problem, like not being able to field a team this late. Like usually we've seen, like, we've taken notes from past winners or thereabouts, and they've been able to ride it out for the final back half of the season for only 2 or 3 trades, and we actually had more than that. And yeah, it's just been catastrophic with what's happened with all the injuries. So what's actually happened that's actually been out of our control over the last few weeks with our trades and whatnot. If we go on our history, I don't want to click on that. No advertisements here. No free commercials. Yeah, so we probably talked up. We had a video the other week. Go check it out about the first video we actually did for SuperCoach, where we discussed all our trades and how we got into a top 10 position. But the last few weeks, I think we touched on to about here. So we traded out Roberts because he got injured in round 15 for Naz. And Jones was to Phil Thorpe. So Phil Thorpe was out 1 week, so he was trouble. We were low on cash, and Roberts, with the shoulder injury, really cost us. Sinclair, another injury that should have been an extra trade there. We lost Phil Thorpe. Butters, he got injured. Marshall, this was a bit of a trade that didn't need to happen 100%, but because we were probably, I think we were like 150 points or so behind the leader at that point, or 250, I can't remember, but we made a decision because he was laid out on the Sunday to go to Brad. Oh, it says it's to Malera here, but it was actually to Brad Hill, really, because they're in the same position. That's Holmes was to Malera, and that was probably one we could have saved, but Hill's actually been a good trade-in, and Holmes as well. So that's quite a few injuries to the back half of the year. I'm not 100% sure what we could have done better to save trades this season, to be honest. Like, it's been really hard, and unforeseeable for most. Like, if you look back, like McInerney, we traded in, he got injured after, like, he was subbed off for halftime, then got injured. Flanders was an injury. So actually, let's count them just out of curiosity. How many injuries we had? So we had Holmes, Marshall went out injured, Butters injured, Phil Thorpe got out injured, Sinclair, Roberts 6, 7. McInerney. I'm not going to count the rookies if they get injured. 8 Flanders. Grundy was out. We didn't need to trade him, so that was pretty much a luxury trade when they rested him. Robertson, we won't count as rookie. Heaney got injured, 9. 10 Zorko was out for a significant amount of time. Coleman was a rookie, we won't count him. Um, Dacos got injured, but yeah, that was for a week or two. But he looked absolutely cooked that stage. So we'll call that 10. Petrak and Rosie 11 and 12, and Young out as well, injured. So we won't count him, but still 12 to 13 guys injured. So that's 12 to 13 trades, which when you've got like 10, 11 premiums at the start of the year, you got 13 upgrades to do. That's probably like 26 trades if you have the cash, but usually you don't have the cash for 26, like to do up, down, you need free trades with some players. So probably you need 32 trades at least for upgrades. And when you've had 12 trades on injuries, it's just impossible to, yeah, I'm not really 100% sure. The only one I could see is we could have held Grundy. Like we didn't need to pay up. I think the main thing was just paying up. Like if there's a lesson for next year, don't pay up for these guys. That's gonna cost you. And yeah, and try not to go even if there's 4 weeks to go. Don't go guys with injuries. Oh, we didn't even count the guys who we haven't traded out. So if you want to count Malera, then you've got even more injuries here on the bench, just not playing for us. So you got Malera and Naz as well. So where it's left us now is 131 points behind the leader. We fielded a donut last week because of those Milera and Wangney Milera situation. I think we can still make it. So I'm not 100% sure if we can get. I think it's pretty unlikely. As I said, 100 to get to this top one ranking. We'd have to absolutely like get a 200 captain or something insane like that, which is what we'll be trying to do this week. We're not gonna. I don't care if I finish 30th if I can, or 40th or 50th if it means I'm trying to get in the top 10 or top 2 whatever for this season. So I'm still in a few leagues too, so I'm not gonna go 100% crazy, but like that's the idea. And what's happened this week with why I think we can still make it in is all the injuries that are in the Sydney news this week that's going to hurt the team. So, like, if you look at 10, for instance, we've got Blakey, they're going to miss. Heaney's going to miss. Warner's going to miss. Horn Francis is named out already with a foot injury. Anyone who has Durham's out. Bonds, considered maybe out. These guys are still out. Wang, if they don't have trades. So, like, I think there's going to, like, if anyone's in this top 10, they've got these players, they're going to be straight out. Like, if they got too many of them at least, everyone's going to have at least one. There's no way that not anyone can avoid all these players. Otherwise, how they're in the top 10? Like, these Sydney players, and they've been great for the season. Like, Warner and Heaney have been great picks. So, but we're not going to go into... we're just going to talk about the footy SuperCoach aspect for these players and what it means with them most likely missing the final week of the season. So, yeah, if you have trades, obviously trade them. But like, I'd be surprised if anyone has trades at this stage. Like, it's been a crazy wild season. So we'll get into the team as to what happened last week. So we scored 22.55, which actually wasn't the worst considering we had a donut, but we had a few downers last week, which cost us a few points. Yeah, if we had Wayne Miller throughout the last 3 weeks, we probably would have been 180 to 200 points better off, or even more because of the donut. But yeah, and also protecting us from some low scores in the previous weeks. But anyway, it is what it is. You can't control these injuries, but at least apparently he's going to be back this week after being rested again last week, even though he was okay apparently. So, yeah, but you could have won that game, Adelaide, if Matthew Nicks, if you had fielded him. So, but you chose not to. So that's on you if you don't make even top 6 at this stage. So let's put him back on the ground. We're happy to see him back in the team, but honestly, there's a few players in this team. I can't wait for the season to going to 2027 because there's a few players I never want to see again. Like, you almost get sick and tired of looking at some of these players' names after a while. You just want to start fresh with and that's you're sort of stuck with these players for the whole season. But like Sam Walsh, I never want to see again in this team. But so what's happened here? Yeah, Naz got us to 0. We went the what did we go? We went the VC on. This is what we went. VC on Brad Hill into C on. It would have been Gorn, but we took the Brad Hill score, which ended up being the same as Gorn, so it didn't matter anyway. But Rankin was the one who went nuts, as well as Heaney. Whitfield went okay. Millera was out. Yeah, the Geobus boys cashed in against West Coast, which is nice because a few times they've played easy teams and haven't cashed in. So finally, but yeah, we'll see who they verse in the last round. Adelaide, yeah, that'll be tough. So maybe one of them will go over 100, the other one will go 80, I reckon. But that's probably the story of those two for this year. Parker, nothing to play for now. Unlucky North Melbourne fans and that Carlton were able to get a lucky draw. Hawker Hahn, Mishi the rookie on the field, so we'd just take it, I guess. Nick Dacos, he's another one who might be rested this week. What if Collingwood got to lose? Like, AFL's not going to enforce these restings. Like, everyone's got some sort of injury this stage of the year. There's no way that anyone's playing 100% without like bruising at least at the or some sort of ankle or knee or shoulder issue. Ashcroft is looking good for us. Can't wait to see him play against the Pies. As Lockie was disappointing, he got I can't believe Dimmer tags like Neil, like he hasn't tagged for like 5 years, I don't think he's ever tagged in his whole career. Like, so he must really respect the Lions since he's tagging Lockie. But anyway, hopefully he does better this week. Baz Smith, this is like got resting written all over it, and this is why I'm saying like this whole season's out of our control at this stage. Like, even if you're in the top 20. Like we are, it's all about luck when it comes to this final week. Like the Sydney guys being, all like their best players all being, removed from the team. That's not something you can predict. Like, like yeah, like just last week I was thinking, oh, how great it would be to have Warner on our team, but you just don't know with what's gonna happen next week. But yeah. So Bonampelli, he's rumored to miss another week. Heaney, yep, he's out. Walsh, yeah, so chuck him off the field already. But Oliver, he's doing Oliver things, just averaging 100. Hopefully has a good week. Fitzgerald against Bulldogs. Hopefully he can pull out a score for us. No rookie really has this year, so. Yeah, we've been really unlucky with the rookies. In terms of like Herbert and that, Gorn, yeah, should do well against the Dogs. Max Heath is a watch though, so if he's in, then it will curtail his score a bit. Jackson, watch for managed minutes as well or resting. Like, what a free I got to play for. Like, this is a dead rubber round. No, there's a few teams like the only teams who have something to play for in this final week are Brisbane, Melbourne, Hawthorn, and like Geelong have something to play for, but like they're gonna win anyway. So what do they care? They've got the massive percentage. They just have to win. As long as they win, then it's on the other teams to lose, really. And Adelaide. Apart from that, like none of these other teams need to like they just need to go in preservation mode or celebrate their milestone players or whatever. But like every other team has no reason to even rock up this week. So that's how dead rubber this round is. But so it would have been different if Carlton had lost. But yeah, unfortunately, it's meant a bit different. So Rankin, Oh my god, like this is something else. Like seriously, like I know we said a couple weeks ago he's the man. Like pick him. Like if you don't have him, he's going to end your season. And guess what? He's definitely ended a few Supercoaches seasons in these finals. Like for the last 6 weeks, he's absolutely monstered this midfield. Like he's going to be an option next year. Um, he's playing full time mid. He's got 149, 120, 101, 158, 223 against Richmond, and 157 against the Dockers. And he kicked like three behinds or something as well. So he could have gone 200 again against the top team. Like he's definitely a captain option against the Giants this week. Like if you like feeling frisky, but Sheasel as well. I forgot to mention him. Got his face smashed in from I think got pushed in someone. They got broken cheek or something like that, or badly bruised. So he's basically all but ruled out this week. Thank you, Tommy Anastopoulos, to cover for you. Bradley Hill. The three players I mentioned last week. Let's discuss them. So I said I'd give you guys a few more picks to trade if you have trades. Like obviously, uh, to try and win your last two games. We said Brad Hill, we said Nick Blakey, and we also said Errol Goulden. So discount the Blakey pick when that's out of our control. But Brad Hill 139 and Goulden went 130 something as well. So we've caught it pretty well the last few weeks. So we'll give you a final round prediction for who's going to score the most this week for trade-ins that aren't in this team. Or we'll still say Brad Hill is a great pick, and we'll still say Errol Goulden is a great pick. But if you want someone different this week, I'd be definitely looking at Ollie Dempsey as an option for the Cats. I'd be looking at Miles Bergman for the Power, as well as Jace Bergen, who we mentioned a bit last week. And I think we'd also be looking at a few of the Hawthorn boys like Jai Newcomb, if you want something a bit different. Apart from that, Will Ashcroft is strong. If you need a midfielder, if you want a ruck, it's gone, unless he's got the Max Heath clamp on him from his own teammate, or John Sweet. Good shout out. I like him as a ruck option for the final week. So he's actually had a really good year, and yeah, I think he might do all right. Apart from that, our top defender for the week. Let's see, Wilkie maybe on the goal. Maybe John Noble. I like Dane Zorko. Yeah, let's say Zorko. He's got 1 week to get through, so I know most injury prone man, but Brisbane have everything to play for, and Collingwood give up points, so let's say Dane Zorko. So Dane Zorko, and Max Hall's also another good shout if you haven't gotten him as a forward. So our biggest pods this week to carry us, obviously Wayne Malira is our biggest pod for the week to try and win us the whole thing or to get top 10. In the midfield, Will Ashcroft is the man. In the rucks, it's gone, but he's not really a pod. And probably Brad Hill's the very unique player in the forward line for this week. Let's talk vice captains and captains quickly. Gorn's the obvious one without an obvious Bulldogs rock. Even with Heath, you could put the VC on maybe. I don't know, but I would steer clear if Heath's in the team. There's probably not a reason to risk too much. Bailey Smith, if he's named, but I'd be watching the teams at 7:30 like a hawk if I was you. Because he is probably likely to be a late out, like knowing Chris Scott. Apart from that, Zach Merritt, a good shout against the power. Steer clear of the Sydney boys. Maybe Goulden's still okay. Actually, no Jimmy Jordan. So LDU suddenly looks good against a weak midfield. So yeah, no Jimmy Jordan. They're gonna put who are they gonna put in there? Rowbottom, Goulden, and that other guy, the kid who was a rookie. I can't remember his name. The left-footed kicker. I can't remember his name, but yeah, probably those three be in there, and maybe a bit of Papley in that. But yeah, those are my captain's picks. I can't. Dacos might be right. Brisbane aren't going to really give much, like, tagging attention to Dacos. They're just going to do a team thing. But I like to pick players for captains who are going to win the game. I can't see Collingwood with this undermanned team winning and nothing to play for. It's probably, Brad Hill, Will Ashcroft in this game. I don't really like anyone from that game, the Carlton game. Max Gawn, Ed Richards maybe, Bailey Smith, Rankin, if you want to pick him as a unique. Yeah, Merritt, Goulden, or LDU, and also, what's his name from Hawthorn, the captain. So that'll be our captain's picks this week. So what actually needs to happen for us to gain 130 points? So basically, we probably need to get an extra 40 points from our captain. We probably need an extra 30 points from 3 players in each position on the other teams. If we quickly look at the other teams, I think this first team is very fortunate for the most part. I think they're missing. Oh, they've got a few out. So yeah, everyone's at risk this week. But gosh, if you look at these teams, how many outs they're gonna have, actually no, I was thinking that was the wrong player. It's Mills. He's gonna be playing. Yeah, this team's pretty fortunate. It's only Horn Francis and Cheezel out from their main group. If you look at this team, Blakey, Warner, Sheasel, Horn Francis. So yeah, I think it's all. We just need to rely on the teams. The winner of this week is going to be named on Thursday. That's how important these teams are. And also that's just the ones we know already. Sheasel, Horn Francis, and the Sydney boys and that, and Durham. They're the ones we know. Wait till Thursday when they announce Bailey Smith is out, Bont has been rested, Richards is out with some sort of injury, they're gonna, rest, someone who's been crippled all year and you just didn't know about their injuries. It's all going to be decided on Thursday what's going to happen. But in terms of coming first, this person scored 270 something points more than the leader. So we need 370 points. So it's not out of the question. We just need to have everything go right. And that'd be the ultimate pull off of the year if we could do that. My prediction for us is that we probably finish we can actually field a full team this week for once. I know we got rookies, but assuming all our players that expect to be named are named, we could probably finish 10th. That's the optimal thing that happens for our team, but the downside is we finish 70th or something. That's probably the lowest. That's how big of a swing this could be. 715 to it's only probably about 200, 300 points. So yeah, we could drop to a low as 50th easily, or even 60th, 70th. So but let's hope that all the team selection goes in our favor this week. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. We will probably be doing SuperCoach finals. I've already had a little tinker with this actually, if you want to have a little look. This is, I actually not 100% sure how this whole finals thing works. I know captains get triple and vice captains get double. I know the prize money for it is actually bigger than the classic winner. Like, it's a $75,000 Hilux versus a $50,000 prize for the 24 rounds, which doesn't make sense. But you know, if that means next year maybe the overall prize is larger, then that's great. That's what they need to kind of match a dream team sort of thing. But to keep people more interested. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure if does this start in wildcard, but if someone can answer in the comments. But yeah, I know you got unlimited trades, so at least we know we can fix our injuries, and you can't pick more than 3 from a team. So I'm just guessing these are the bottom 4 teams, but I'm just yeah, that's just me brainstorming. We'll see how the final 8 finishes and that, or final 10, and we'll discuss that. But anyway, so that's it for the video. We're ranked 20th with 131 points behind 10th. There's no more chances after this week, so next week you'll see me and we'll finally know where the SpawnShark finishes in 2026. Let's get that top 10.